Best team we could have put out. Mate, Jota's banging today.
Hello and welcome to the watch along of Liverpool versus Wolves here on Let's Talk Sport. I'm Joe and I'm joined by Luke. Adam was going to join us, but we've had a few technical difficulties on his end, so he's no longer with us on the thing. But I'm joined by Luke, who's a Liverpool fan. We're going to be watching this game today. Welcome, Luke.
Hello, mate. How are you? You still got the Skype things like the hang up button.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's doing that. I honestly don't know. Instead of picking up the actual proper Skype, it keeps on picking up that in the corner for some reason.
Game's kicked off by the way. You're probably like a minute ahead or so ahead of me.
Yeah, I think
usual. Agent Tintin, hi. Hello, Agent Tintin. Liverpool on the front foot already. Manny to Jota. Jota ball in. Trent. It's going to be a good game, I think, but it won't be a good game if Wolves score first, because we know what's going to happen. Make sure to like the stream, everyone who's watching. Make sure to like the stream, and if you're new around here, please hit us and subscribe on the road to 500 subscribers. Are you excited for the game? Question from Agent Tintin. Allison, drop it. Jeez. Oh, wow. Dropping a stink already. Am I excited for the game? I'm nervous because it's Liverpool in the Premier League. And Liverpool in the Premier League this season have been poor, to be honest. So I'm more nervous rather than excited. But if Liverpool score first, then I'm sure I look fine. But if Wolves score first, this is going to be a very boring story. Because Liverpool have not been free-flowing when it comes to scoring this season. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens.
What I'm going to do, Luke, is be a pain in the backside and ask whether you could join on Zoom instead.
Yeah, you're going to have to send it to me on Twitter.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
DM me on Twitter and then I'll hop on.
But if we just keep on talking whilst I just set that up and then...
Yeah. So already, there's been a bit of a heart attack moment already. 2 minutes and 40 in. Penalty. But, yeah, it's going to be a difficult one. Dad's watching. Agent Tintin with another comment. My dad's watching and his name is Phil. Let us know, is Phil a Liverpool fan or is he rooting for Wolves in this game? Phillips on the ball. Back to Allison. To Robertson, which I was a little bit surprised that he started today, considering he's played every Premier League game for Liverpool so far this season. I did expect Tsimikas to start just because Robertson needs a rest, but then if you look at the fixtures for Liverpool, they're only they've got 3 weeks off. They're not playing in the FA Cup. We're not playing in our second leg in the Champions League because that's already done. So it'll be a perfect opportunity to rest up, sort some tactical things out, and try and get players back who are close to being back. I'm not talking about Matip, Gomez, Van Dijk because they're out. But make sure to acclimatise Ben Davies, who's yet again. So it'll be very interesting. And Agent Tintin with another comment. He's a Spurs fan. I've been speaking about you, so he's watching. Shout out to Phil. Oh, and Allison's made a save there. So it looks like Wolves are on it this game, and it's a foul for Wolves.
I sent that across to you.
Okay, I'll open Twitter up and look at that high line.
A few technical difficulties at the moment, so apologies for that, people. Whereas we'll end the what's called the Skype thing, Luke, and I'll see you on Zoom in a minute.
Okay.
And we're just watching the old watch along here of Liverpool and Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Hello, Joe.
Hello. As Luke is back.
I'm back. Right.
Yep. Just getting you as soon as you put the camera on.
The camera's on.
There it is.
Hey, we're back, baby.
And we're back. And he's back. The joys of television technology, eh? The joys of tech.
Yeah, the joys of technology. It's been a shaky start for Liverpool so far. Wolves should have had a penalty. That would have been a penalty if that was the other end, guaranteed. So Liverpool have got away with one, and Traore had a good shot, which was saved by Alisson. So sorry for the technical difficulties, but we are back. Joe's just sorting out my camera so you can see me. Oh, Jota closing down Patricio, but he managed to boot it away to Johnny Castro Otto. So it's going to be an interesting game, I think. 8 minutes in, and Liverpool have been by far the second best team on the pitch for me. To be honest, I thought this fresh centre-back pairing which looks like it's going to be Potts' first choice centre-back pairing from now, possibly till the end of the season. I thought it'd be a little bit more stability, but yeah, again, miscommunication with Kabak and Alisson. And Alisson dropped it.
Yeah, and we're...
Joe, what have you made of the game so far?
I think it's been fairly calm. Playing obviously.
Calm.
I haven't seen much of it. I've been fixing the technical difficulties.
Clanger and takes out Semedo, and that's not a penalty. And then Traore had a shot which was saved by Alisson. And Thiago with a heavy pass. Fabinho just nips it off, but now Neto's got the ball. Back in Liverpool's possession. Wijnaldum loses the ball. Now Wolves have got it.
Seb said that Wolves should have had a penalty.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I faintly saw the incident, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah, trust me. If that was down the other end, I'd be screaming for a penalty. Now Jota running. Connor Cody heads the ball down. Jota. This is Liverpool Wolves, so I'm expecting Connor Cody to give us a goal at some point in this game. because
That's what Conor Cody does.
it's just Conor Cody things. It's just Conor Cody just does that. So make a shout out to the people watching. Make sure to like the stream, and if you're new around here, give us a subscribe on the road to 500 subs, and follow us on Twitter at Let's Talk Sport 12, and help us grow our platform out there on Twitter. And back to the game. It's been Wolves have been dominating this game. To be honest, whatever that's in, and Liverpool have been dominating. Joe, I can't see you on Zoom for some reason.
Can't see me on Zoom. It's all right. But the folks back home, the folks watching can see me on the screen. That's the important thing. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can still hear you. And make sure that if you've got any questions for me and Joe, make sure you put it in the chat and we'll read it out. Traore out on the right. Numbers in the box. Cross in. Headed away well. Thiago gets the ball. Somehow manages to get it to Jota. Jota, good bit of skill, loses the ball, but then gets it back. Wijnaldum gets the ball. And back to Mane. Now, I'm going to get my headphone out because Martin Tyler is the worst commentator.
Oh, he's so miserable.
The second he couldn't celebrate that Lamella Rabona, I was like, mate, you're done. Unless it's Man United who score. And then he just erupts into life. I just remembered that the Martial debut goal. He just you will want to check his pants afterwards. Let me tell you. After that goal.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh yeah, unfortunately, I remember that as well.
No. What minute are you on?
I'm on 11:33.
So I'm about a minute ahead of you.
As per usual.
I can see the future. Yeah. As Luke's already said, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already to the channel.
And make sure to follow us on Twitter at Let's Talk Sport 12. Let's try and add a few more followers on the old Twitter sphere.
So the Liverpool line, we'll start off with the Wolves lineup. Obviously, they've got Patricio in goal. You've got Bolly. And the second Wolves coming forward here with Jose. Across to the right hand side, Traore. Kabak stops him. So they've got Bolly, Cody Saiz, Neto, Neves, Castro, Semedo. And then Moutinho, Traore. And William Jose. And then Liverpool. I've got Adrian, Trent, Alexander-Arnold.
Whoa. It's Alisson, Joe.
Sorry?
It's Alisson, not Adrian.
Oh, did I say Adrian? For God's sake. Alisson, he's been playing like Adrian, hasn't he? With that nearly penalty. Alisson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kabak, Phillips, Robertson, Wijnaldum, Thiago, Fabinho, Salah, Jota and Mane up front.
Basically the same team that played the second leg against Leipzig. Thiago loses out on the ball. I'm sure Seb's going to love hearing that.
What I'm going to do is ask for score predictions as well.
What, from me or from the...
From you and also the...
For me, you're not going to like it. I think it's going to be dull. I think it's going to be really dull. Moutinho is down injured. Seb put in our group chat, am I allowed to speak? Yes, of course you're allowed to speak. But I know your Thiago agenda.
So what scores are we going for?
I'm going 1-1. I don't think it's going to be a great game. I think if Liverpool score first, then I'll back us. But the thing is, if we go 1-0 down, I just don't think we're going to score. Even with this front line, the front line that dismantled Atalanta in the Champions League, or the one that had a decent game against RB Leipzig midweek. It's just like, for me, like I know I said in the group chat and I said top four's gone, right? But if you looked at this week's results, they all went in Liverpool's favour. No one drastically pulled away. We're 8 points off the Champions League place. I know we've played a game more. Let's say we win this game, then I think West Ham playing Arsenal and Villa are playing Spurs on the weekend. And let's say Villa and Arsenal win, then we're looking going, Liverpool can put a run together, something that they've not done all season. You're thinking, it's top four. Could you get to top four? For me, top four is done. Liverpool have shown no consistency in the Premier League this season. From December, we've been the 16th worst team in the league. So you telling me we can put I'd say we'd need a title-winning run to get into the top four. We're gonna need to. We need to do stuff we've not done in ages, which is one, win at the Emirates, and two, win at Old Trafford. Something that we've not done for a good few years.
Yeah.
And Tintin in the chat, 1-1 Neto and Mane. Be interesting to see how Neto performs, because obviously he's a transfer link for Liverpool for the summer.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 2-1 to Liverpool, but I'm ever the optimist, so...
Yeah, I'm ever the I'd say the pessimist. Because this season has been poor.
But as regards to the league position, I think we'll probably finish 6th and potentially win the European Cup, because we managed to do daft things like that, don't we?
The thing is, right, I don't know about this, right? If we don't win the Champions League, just finish 10th. Just take all the banter from all the fans that take the banter from all the rival fans and then just like no European football, and we go and make a real challenge. Because for me, that's the way that, especially what I think, like the Fulham team showed that Klopp and the club are basically thrown, saying, "Top four's done, boys. It's definitely gone." But like with this team, like with this strong team, I don't know whether or not like Klopp and the boys have just seen this weekend's results and gone, they've not exactly slammed the door on us. Is there a way back? But if Liverpool win, then the door is still slightly ajar.
Yeah,
for a late run.
People say it's one of the worst title defences. It's not really, because you look at it. Leicester had a worse one. Okay, there's them winning the league was a miracle. First off, but Chelsea's was worse. Chelsea's was worse when they won it in 2015, and then the 15-16 season they finished in the bottom half. I think
for me,
they finished 12th or something ridiculous.
I don't put Leicester in that conversation, because Leicester, like, what was the expectation after Leicester won the league? It wasn't to retain it; it was to finish in the top 6.
Yeah.
So for me, on paper, yeah, it's one of the worst. But like realistically, they just had like a massive down year, and they finished. I think it was like mid-table, but I think we are one of the worst. I think Chelsea, that team, you're right, for me was worse. It's because they got the manager sacked, and that's why, like they got the manager sacked, they downed the tools and they got him sacked. For me, and that's why he gets the worst, because they was like, "What, Jose's doing this? Scrap this. We're getting him sacked." And then United under Moyes was, I wouldn't say, well, I think Liverpool need to win all their games to avoid Moyes, which shows how bad we've been this season. To be honest, the fact that at this stage of the season, David Moyes' United got more points than Klopp's Liverpool.
Yeah, the thing though, like the Chelsea side that got Mourinho the sack, obviously they were probably the worst title defence in Premier League history. Is the next season Conte coming in and storm the title, because they didn't have the distractions of European football. So I suppose if you look at it that way, say worst case scenario we don't qualify for Europe, I think we've got a good enough squad to smash the title next season.
Yeah, it's not like players can go this season go, yeah, I want to leave. Look how he finished the season. Because I'd be going around and saying, you want to leave? You've been shit and you've been injured. So why do you have the right to think that you can go? However, I do feel like one of the big boys are going to leave this summer. Whether or not it's because the club need funds, or whether or not we're moving them on because they're getting old, whether or not we just need to rejuvenate the squad. I think a couple of them is going to go, and some people aren't going to like it.
I agree. I think one of them will go. If it's
Such as, like, what's your view on the whole Genie contract thing? Because apparently he wants parity to the big boys. John, like, if you want that, you're going for free, mate.
Yeah, he's not worth it. He's not worth 175 grand a week, which he's been asking for, and a 4-year deal. He's
I
what's he
think I
31?
think the
31.
club.
He's not going to get a 4-year deal, and he's not worth 175 grand a week. You can go elsewhere, and we'll get someone else in who can do your job, like Basuma or whatever.
I think the contract offer from Liverpool is 120 in 3 years with it, and then you take it or you leave it.
Yeah.
We're not budging. And like, if you want parity for the big boys, mate, forget it. Like, forget it. Like sports science now, they've probably looked at Genie and gone, he's at the top here. I reckon if he leaves, he's going to have a massive drop off, and people are going to say, Edwards and Klopp, they've done a masterstroke. They've let him go just at the right time, which is something that I've not yet seen under Edwards. Like, we've all praised him, saying, "Oh, how well he's bought," but at some point you're going to have to shift them on, and this is the most crucial period to see whether or not they're just as good at getting rid of players as they are at selling players.
Yeah, I think it could be akin to the Emre Can transfer. When he left to go to Juventus, and his career's just fallen off a cliff since then.
But I think with Emre Can, I think he wanted to go, but Gini's like, I don't want to go. They're like, well, lower your wage demands then.
Yeah, if you want to stay, you'll sign what's put in front of you. End of discussion.
Yeah, and I did feel like with Liverpool selling players, they were holding out for more than they was worth. Like Harry Wilson, let's put that as an example. Liverpool wanted 15, 20 million for him, and they were stubborn on that price. And now we're looking like we're going to take 11 million from Cardiff for him. So I feel like they're stingy. I wouldn't say stingy selling methods of getting top dollar. At some point this season, we need to get rid of players, and we're going to have to take below market, what we believed is below market rate. So I reckon instead of Gruich leaving for 20 million, he'll leave for 10.
Yeah.
And so on. Because let's be honest, there is some, I wouldn't say dead wood, because I think that's been slightly disrespectful.
I think Divock Origi will be gone in the summer.
Oh, apparently, right? Apparently the 4 players Liverpool are open to get rid of is Divock Origi, Ox, Shaq, and Joel Matip. Oh, looking out on Sky, Joe. Fewest points at the start of February, bottom of that list. Not acceptable.
No.
Not acceptable. Oh, that's shocking. That's made me. Well, this game is going the way I think, the way I feel it was going. Boring. Nothing happened apart from the first opening exchanges. It's been fairly.
We're getting the ball in the box a few times, but we're just not getting that final finish at the end of it, because Wolves are getting enough men back and in front of the ball to stop us getting a shot on goal.
There's no movement though. But that's the thing. Like, there's no. Like, why is Jota not dropping deep? And because I know what's going to happen, Joe. Right? We're just going to be spamming crosses in it. Like, if this is still 0-0, 60 minutes, we're spamming crosses in. To Connor Cody and Willy Molly to head out. And that's been my biggest frustration this season is, do you know how Wenger was like ridiculed for being stubborn, like stupidly stubborn? For me, Klopp's had that same stubbornness this season with the high line. Villa punished us, rightly punished us. And like when Virgil got injured, I was like, right, he's going to have to change because that high line's not going to work anymore because we've no longer got the world's best defender. So now we're going to have to drop back a little bit. But no, persistent with the high line, and we've been caught time and time again this season. And it's like we're relying on VAR to bail us out with offsides, which is what we shouldn't be doing. And the table doesn't lie. The table doesn't lie. We have been the 8th best team in the league.
The thing is with the high line as well is, okay, it wasn't working that well with Van Dijk, but it's working slightly better since he's gone. It's just not worked at all because they haven't got that leader at the back, the guy that's organising and commanding and telling everyone where they're supposed to be in that centre of the defence. You got Robbo on the left who will shout and ball at players, but really, if you want someone organising your defensive line, you want someone in that middle of the back three or back four, whatever you're playing defensive line. You want the person organising it, commanding the middle. We're definitely missing him.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like this is where I go back to criticising the board, because the second Virgil goes down, like Michael Edwards needs to be on the blower and go, look, we need to start whatever we planned for the summer. We've got to bring it forward. And but that didn't happen. Last 70 shots for Liverpool, 2 goals, 3% conversion rate. That has been another problem. But like back on the board, like the second Van Dijk goes down, you need to be finding your summer target and bringing it forward. But to what I've seen, it was Upamecano. Glad he's gone to Bayern because he looks rubbish. He looked so bad in both games, and I think Koundé was linked, but I don't think he's all that either. I don't think he's the right guy. And when you're a centre half at 5'11", not for me. So Liverpool need to be creative. Should have been creative, getting a solution, not leaving it till the last minute to get a defender that we looked at but wasn't first choice, and to get a guy from Preston for 500 grand, who would probably end up going to sell in the summer for 5 million.
Yeah, he's not played the game yet, and I think it's a bit unfair on Ben Davies. You signed him, give him a chance.
He's been injured.
Yeah. But before his injury, he could have quite easily played. I know asking him to play against City is a big ask, but he could have played in the derby the other week or whatever. Yeah, because he was still fit and in the squad for that game.
Yeah, I think Klopp was like, have to acclimatise. And I was like, yeah, if you need to acclimatise, why the you bought him on deadline day?
Panic buy.
And like, I don't think we would have got him if Joel Matip didn't go down injured.
Yes,
yeah, let's be real here. Who thought we were going to get? So, Joel Matip out for the season, and as I said earlier, we're looking. Apparently, Liverpool are looking to offload him. Should have offloaded him last summer. PSG had an offer for 50 million, and we didn't take the 50 million. Sorry, but I would have sold him, and now we're with Koulibaly. Don't want Koulibaly.
No.
He's 30. I feel like he's had a crap couple of years. I feel like that I think Napoli's outpriced him, have priced him out of a top move, and I don't want him at 30. What, you want a 30-year-old Koulibaly and a 30-year-old Van Dijk next season? I know a Van Dijk who we don't know if he's going to be half the player he was, or whether or not he's not going to be the player he was, or whether or not he's going to be the exact same and nothing's left, or nothing's changed. So, be very interested to hear what you think, Joe, about some players being offloaded in the summer.
So I was just about to say something, but then the ball was whipped into the box, where it was headed out. It cleared easy by the Wolves defenders in the end. Yeah, I think there is an overhaul needed. I think we do need to strengthen in certain positions. We definitely need a backup right back because I don't think Nico Williams is good enough. And I know people keep saying he's only young, but he's been in this team, around the squad for a couple of years now, the first team. So he should really be doing better there. I think we need a centre back because I wouldn't keep Quebec because I don't think he's good enough.
I think we'd need to.
And I think obviously we need a striker, a number 9, out and out number 9, but they don't come cheap. And probably you could argue a winger and what's it called, a number 10 type player, but that's going to cost you somewhere between 200 and 300 million, and that's not going to happen. Jay Burgoyne's dropped a line. Luke, if you managed a team in the 92, who would your assistant be? So he's asked whether I would be your assistant or whether he would be your assistant, with a winky face emoji.
Oh, winky face. Tough one, Burgoyne. Tough one. I'd have you both on my coaching staff. Can I leave it as that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have you both. I'll have you both.
But in terms of outgoings, go back to that conversation. Shaqiri's been one that they've been looking at getting rid of for a while. I think he's a solid squad player.
He turned down leaving in January. Apparently, he turned down to leave. Or whether I don't know whether or not he turned it down or Liverpool blocked it.
I think he turned it down in the end because he wanted to stay. Because he had a couple of offers in the summer, but he didn't want to go. Which I respect him for fighting for his place, like, at the end of the day.
I wouldn't say he's been crap. He's not taking his opportunities very well. And plus, he's been another one of those players who has not been available. That's been my biggest criticism of certain players have just not been available.
Everyone that knows me, they know that I like Oxlade-Chamberlain as well. The only problem is he's not been playing much recently, and when he has come on, he's done very little. That knee injury crippled that he got a couple of years ago, that's just stagnated his career, and he plays a couple of games and then he's injured again.
I feel like that, he's been fit and he's barely played. So that shows me it's not in the plans anymore.
Which is unfortunate.
If you're talking about ruthlessness, then yeah, he's going. If an offer came in from Milner, and I'd say see you later. To be honest, I don't know how much he's on a week. I swear he's over 100 grand, James Milner.
I think he's 140. I think
140 grand for a 35-year-old. No way. Even if a half decent offer came in for him, then I'd be like, see you later. This is a ruthless game. This is a ruthless industry.
Oh, he was when he first joined. So whether he's still on that, I don't know.
No, but like it's a ruthless industry. I know what you're saying about Nico Williams, but like for me, I think it's time. I think it's time for Trent to go midfield. I think it's time. If you're talking about evolving this team, for me, I'd go out and get an out and out right back and have Trent in midfield. I think.
Well, you look
I don't know what you think about it, but for me, I think it's time. I think, I know, this season he's had an up and down season, but for me, he's not a right back.
Changes are needed, and you look at Liverpool's past and stuff. In 1981, they finished 5th after winning the league the previous year. They finished 5th in the league. Obviously, they won the Champions League that season. But in the summer, Bob Paisley went out and he had an overhaul in the squad, and then they ended up winning the league in '82 again. So I think if you're looking at that as an example, it could be very similar this season.
Do you back FSG to pull it out the bag?
No.
To get the players we need? No. Because let's be honest, right? They have criminally underspent. After we lost the Champions League, bought Alisson, Fabinho. I think Keita finally came in. I think bought in Shaqiri, and that was like the last summer we did big business. But for me, like they've massively underspent. What the summer we won the Champions League, you're bringing Harvey Elliott, Seth Vandenberg, and Adrian. Two of them who aren't up to the level. One is third choice goalkeeper. One is out on loan at Preston, who's about to be sold for like 3 million. I don't know how much his option to buy is. And then you've got a kid who, for me, is going to be in that Liverpool squad next year, which is not good enough. I know, like last summer, they tried to rectify it with Thiago and Jota, which was good bits of business. But for me, he's still left the squad short. He's still... So I don't want another summer of either doing not enough. Because if we go into another season, and we've been left short again, sorry, not acceptable. I've tasted the top quality champagne. I'm not going back down to drinking the crap again. Like that little bit of success, I don't want to lose it because the board is not at the level, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Ball whipped in. Oh man, he's just headed wide. Ball whipped in by Alexander-Arnold. Salah playing with it on the right hand side, pulls back to Alexander-Arnold, who gets in the ball. Mane's header low, and just that wide at the post there. Patricio diving across. He's not going to get there. That's on target. That's a Liverpool goal. But Mane can't steer it in.
Burgoyne said no, so I'm gonna. I think he wants a definitive answer, so I'm gonna go Burgoyne because I don't want to hurt your feelings.
I'll be director of football.
Yeah, there's director of football. Burgoyne's the assistant, who will just. I think he'd pester you to get Greg Draper in. Greg Draper Senior back in '92. That's who we'd be wanting.
I don't know why he's picked 92 unless he's hinting at a certain club whose youth team was good that year. From down the East Lancs Road.
What, Shrewsbury? Oh, yeah. Oh, good chance. Should be finishing that. Should be at least getting it on target, I mean. But that's like the first bit that Liverpool have done to even look like scoring. Great ball in from Trent.
And Thiago leaving a little bit on Neves then, who was booked earlier for a challenge.
Like, his tackling's got Paul Scholes vibes. Thiago. So, every time I see him going for a tackle, I'm like, oh, he's going to get booked. Speaking of Thiago, got a recall to the Spain squad. Well, got a recall last time, but was injured. Which is a slight worry for me. I would have rather Klopp stopped everyone from going to internationals. I know he stopped them. I know the Brazilian lads aren't going, and I think he stopped Jota from going as well. But if I'm Klopp, I'm going. None of you are going to international. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I know Mo Salah's going with Egypt. I think Curtis Jones been called up to the England under-21s. So yeah, it's not great. I imagine Trent will be going with England, even though that I don't want him to go with England. Not because he's a bad player, but it's just because England are just like, no, not for me. Southgate doesn't know how to use him to his correct potential, and Southgate's just going to piss around with him, playing him like left wing back or centre back or something ridiculous like that. So I don't know about Ujo with internationals, but for me, they shouldn't be happening anyway.
And Thiago hasn't been booked. Neves was booked. So
yeah, Neves was booked. Yeah, Thiago wasn't somehow. Oh, I mean, Mane's looked poor. He's looked poor.
I think
You're talking
obviously
about
for years when you say about you don't like Klopp said certain players can't go on international duty and stuff. Ferguson used to do it for years with his United team.
he did it with gigs.
Yeah,
He did it with gigs.
gigs and they had didn't Wales have a crucial World Cup game against Italy or something? World Cup qualifying.
Yeah, and Fergie told him, yeah, forget it. I know Pop recently came out and said, yeah, Joe and Virgil won't be going to the Euros with their respective countries. And then the ball was, and then Virgil said I think I saw a thing saying he doesn't want to rule it out. And then Frank de Boer said earlier on in the season that he expects him to be back. I'm thinking, don't you dare. Don't you dare. I don't want them. Like, I know I was in a WhatsApp group saying, oh, he might be back for the Champions League final should Liverpool get there. But in all reality, I just like get him back for next season. Get him back in for pre-season for me.
Yeah.
I don't know how far Virgil is away from joining first team training sessions yet, Joe, if you know.
I don't think he's close, to be honest. Yeah, he's doing running. He's ahead of Joe Gomez in the rehabilitation, but he was injured obviously a month before Gomez as well. So, yeah. But he's doing running, but doing running's okay. But it's whether you can play. It's whether you can run with your muscle breaking down. And Thiago's actually had a booking now for foul on Adama Traore. It's the faces he pulls when he knows he's going to get a card. The way he makes his eyes pop out of his head is funny.
Yeah, just.
But I don't think Van Dijk won't be back this season. Neither will Gomez.
You think he'll be back at the start of next season?
Van Dijk will probably be back before the start of next season, but I wouldn't think we'll see Gomez till probably October.
Why the hell did you punch that? For me, like when he got down like injured, people were saying that he was going to be out for like at least a year. Because apparently like his whole knee went, it wasn't just the ACL, it was everything that just went pop, 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 pop.
It's mad though, because he played on for like a couple of minutes, didn't he, and then came off apparently.
Yeah.
Even Neves with the free kick straight into Alisson's arms.
You're just going to see the Thiago. How much did he leave on him? Oh, left a little bit.
It was a tight game at Anfield originally, and then obviously Conor Cody made the mistake, Liverpool scored, and then Liverpool ended up in the second half turning on the style and running away 3-0 winners. I don't know, it would be obviously a completely different game here at Molineux, because Wolves are quite good at home normally.
Yeah. I
think this season they've struggled with the condensed fixture schedule and the fact that obviously they've had 2 seasons in Europe, haven't they? So I think that's caught up with them a little bit. Obviously, they've not played in Europe this year, but the previous 2 years they've played in Europe, and I think it's caught up with them a little bit this year.
Yeah, I think the Raul Jimenez injury at Arsenal, like since that injury, like their form's just gone pop, like out the window. It's like losing Jimenez for Wolves was like us losing Van Dijk. Easily their best player. A player that even made Adama Traore a Spanish international. Like he was that good. But during the game they spotted him in the stand, so hopefully he's back in training now for Wolves. So hopefully he'll be all right and he'll be able to resume his career, because no one wants to see a player's career cut short due to that type of injury.
Wolves just in, then the ball played across the far post. It drops to Neves at the far post, and he takes a touch and he drills a right foot shot, but it's always going wide of the target from that angle. But that's the danger. Liverpool not clearing the lines properly when the cross goes in.
Who was it that didn't clear their lines?
I think it's Fabinho who's gone to kick it and he's completely air-shotted it. Kicked it in.
Yeah, this is so like odd, right? Champions League, apart from the finishing, I thought Liverpool were with different gravy in the Champions League. Back to the Premier League, and we look like bums. It's so weird. We look like one of the best teams in Europe in the Champions League, and then in this, we definitely look like the 8th best team in the league. I think. Just look at the table now. I'll look at the table anyway. At the moment, Liverpool are 8th. At the moment, with things stand, Villa 2 games in hand, and everyone else from Tottenham, Everton, West Ham all got games in hand. So for Liverpool's slim chance for a late surge into the top 4, don't win here, forget it, and you're putting all the eggs in the Champions League basket. A basket I don't like. I wouldn't want to put my eggs in to re-qualify for the Champions League. Is the
Mane, it's Jota. It's in. It's in. It's Diogo Jota against his former club.
Yeah.
Get in. I didn't think it was in at first because it was just the way he was stood there. But Liverpool have got the lead, and it is. It's that boy Diogo Jota.
Joe, is it onside?
It is. It's onside.
I'm a minute behind, so hopefully I'll see the goal.
It's Salah, it's Mane, and it's Jota. First time left-footed shot underneath the goalkeeper Patricio. It's 1-0 to Liverpool right on the stroke of half time.
Needed that. I'm on 46, so I imagine it's coming. Right now I'm catching up. It's Mane, Salah to Mane. That is poor goalkeeping. I'm just in the goal. What is that for goalkeeping? What a weak shot that is. Great though. Probably, would you say it's against the run of play, Joe? The goal?
It's come out of nowhere, really.
Yeah,
it's fair to say that. Come out of nowhere.
Oh, just making sure. Oh, definitely onside. Yeah, it wasn't even like a powerful shot. But it was well placed. Yeah, look at that. Oh, should be doing so much better than that. And now Liverpool 1-0 on the stroke of half time. And what we were talking about, the pessimism from myself. Looks like Joe's going out on top, but ever the optimist. But however, it's only half time. Liverpool 1-0 up in what has really been a game. It's not really excited, man. It's not really excited me. I'd say Liverpool were lucky to escape with Alisson dropping a blunder and fouling Nelson Semedo in the box. Should have been a penalty to Wolves, but Wolves had some half chances. Liverpool had the biggest chance, with Mane putting a header wide, but yeah, stroke of half time, Jota scores against his former club to make it 1-0. Joe, how are you feeling, son?
Feeling quite good at the moment with that one. So just updating the old Twitter. Not mine, the Let's Talk Sport account. This is.
Make sure, thank you for everyone watching. Make sure to like, share and subscribe on our road to 500 subscribers, which would be a massive help if you could do that for us. And if you've got any questions for me and Joe, make sure to put them in the comments, whether or not it's about this game, the weekend's action, or any other topic you want us to discuss. But yeah, 1-0 Wolves. 1-0 Liverpool. And that puts Liverpool up to 6th. Liverpool up for 6th. It's crazy how we're even discussing Liverpool up to 6th.
Yeah. That's it's a crucial goal as well for Jota. It's good that because he's been a key player for us this season. He'd be my pick for Liverpool Player of the Year. I know he missed, what was it, from early December, wasn't it?
15 Premier League games. It's 15 Premier League games
due to injury. But when he's been playing, he's been immense for us. He's chipping in with goals, linking the play forward. He's the heir to Bobby Firmino's position, I'd say, and I think he's surpassed him in the Liverpool.
I think he is the heir to Mane's throne for me. I think I'd like us to see us evolve from the false nine, make us a little bit unpredictable. Yeah, table now, Liverpool are 6th, 2 points behind West Ham, having played a game more. However, Everton, Tottenham and Villa have games in hand on Liverpool, which will be played at the weekend. The pick of the week, next weekend's games will be West Ham, Arsenal and Villa, Tottenham, who I'll be rooting for Villa and Arsenal.
Just a quick shout out to those that are watching that, or heads up, just say a little bit of a plug. We've got a few Champions League games coming up this week. We've got Real Madrid Atalanta tomorrow, which I think Seb's doing off the top of my head. And we've got Chelsea versus Atletico Madrid on Wednesday, and we're potentially doing our first Scottish football game on Sunday with the old firm between Celtic and Rangers. And congratulations to Rangers and Stevie G on winning the title not last weekend, the weekend before. Stevie actually got a title.
Shall we discuss this at halftime? Stevie G and the Scottish Premier, his maiden league title.
Let's go for it.
I think for me, I think he came in with one job: stop 10 in a row, and he's done that emphatically. When he came in 2018, he had a lot of work to do. I think I watched a video about how he's changed that squad, and there's only 4 players from when he arrived that are still there. For him to overturn that squad, and for them to win the league the way he's done, I think it's been it's been great for him, because obviously that was the biggest hoodoo on his back. The fact that he's never won a league title, he's won trophies, he's never won the big league. And I think, of course, he's made some mistakes in his managerial career. He was heavily criticised after doing that celebration in the camera against Celtic, having lost them in the League Cup weeks before. So for me, I think he's really grown and learned as a manager. The fact is that his Rangers team were on the piss for 3 days straight and still went away in Europe to get a 1-1 draw against Slavia Prague away. Shows how much leaps and bounds he has come this season, and there's still plenty more room for him to grow. I know there's been rumbling saying, is he going to get the Liverpool job this summer? No. I don't want Klopp to leave yet. For me, Gerrard needs to win. He needs to win the league again. He needs to retain the league for me. But apart from, you're talking this season, great success. Whatever happens in the Europa League, he still made massive strides. And due to Rangers' adventure in Europe, they go into the group stage of the Champions League next year. So now the qualifying crap goes straight into the group stages. And it's another opportunity for himself to test himself against the best managers in the world.
Yeah, and his predecessor, Pedro Caixinha, I can never pronounce that name properly, so forgive me for that. He didn't do that well. And I remember seeing an interview with Craig White, I think his name was the other day, who used to be chairman at Rangers. He was the man who appointed him. He left recently. He said that they decided they were going to go for a young, up-and-coming manager, and they wanted to give someone a look. And they looked at what Steve G did as a player. They looked at his leadership skills, his ability, and looked at what he was doing with the under-23 at Liverpool. And they said they're going to take a punt on him because they liked what they saw. And obviously, as you said, he's just gone on and he's done what they set him out to do, which was stop the 10 in a row. He's won the title, his first title of his career.
Yeah.
They've done very well in Europe each season that they've been in Europe under his management. Rangers have done very, very well. They're going to keep on getting better and better for me. I think in the summer, a couple more investments, and I could see him, if they get a couple of top players in, I could see him defending that title again. against Celtic, because Celtic look like an absolute mess unless they can sort out their managerial position. But the question is who they're going to appoint as their manager. Celtic.
Hey mate, it's Roy Keane. He's been the job. But yeah, I think he's done really, really well. It's whether or not the players are going to have this mentality as, oh, we won the league. It's like this season with Liverpool. They reached the top of the mountain and there was like, we've done it. But I'm pretty sure with fans coming back into football next season, Rangers fans will want their team to retain the league again. And you're completely right about the Celtic. They have pissed around like with the dominance of the 10 in a row. It was going to happen eventually, and the fact they didn't plan, like when Rodgers left and you bring Neil Lennon, who's so outdated, and it's just, I think them losing the league was inevitable. It was going to happen. I think Neil Lennon came out and said after a Europa League game, it's the first time I watched the game back. And I was like, what? That's what all the top managers do with the analysis team. Rewatch the game, look at what they've done well and could have done better. And the fact is, he came out and said, it's the first time I've watched the game back for years. I'm like, you're so outdated. And I think the Celtic's recruitment has been poor as well to go along with the poor management. And I think Rangers have taken, it's like the perfect storm to walk away with this league and could go invincible. Whether or not it's going to happen, I don't know. I think they will lose a game between now and the end of the season, because I think if Rangers make it, is it into the last 8 or the last 4 of the? Yeah, if they make it towards the last 8 of the Europa League, which is improvement of last season, then I think Steven Gerrard and his team are going to look thinking, could we maybe push for a Europa League semi or final? It'd be interesting to see.
I'd like to see them go all the way, personally. I don't know whether they will, because there's a lot of good teams in there still left in the competition. But I'd like to see them go all the way in and win it, because wouldn't it be a fairy tale story?
I'd love him to dump Arsenal out. I'd love him. The Mikel Arteta hype train. I'd love just Stevie G. It's gonna dump Mikel out. No, but I want him to do well in Europe. I want him to see what type of business he does, whether or not he can attract the Champions League level of quality for a run in the group next season. Because Rangers don't want to go back into the Champions League and then exit bottom. They're going to be wanting to, I wouldn't say get out the group, but maybe finish third and go back into the Europa.
So I was just checking. I thought I was getting a notification then, but it wasn't anything important. So continue.
Oh yeah. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, everyone who's watching. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Let's Talk Sport 12. And drop us a comment in the comment section below if you want to ask me and Joe anything about tonight's game, the weekend's action, or maybe anything else you want to talk about throughout this live stream.
Speaking of,
shall we talk about the weekend fixtures? What was your game of the weekend?
Game of the weekend. I didn't really watch too much this weekend, to be honest, for once actually. But North London Derby was interesting when I watched in that.
Yeah,
fantastic goal by Lemay with the Rabona.
Oh.
And his sending off was pathetic. I'm sorry, but
do you know that's like his first red card for Spurs? Which when I saw that, I was like, what? He should have got a couple of reds by now. He's such a dirty little player.
Yeah, he should have got sent off in the Battle of the Bridge a couple of years ago. And I think it was early on this season against when they played Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. He should have been sent off in that one. But yesterday was the worst decision. It was the wrong decision. Not the worst refereeing decision, but wrong decision. And Harry Kane did something similar early on, where he Arsenal player cleared the ball and he just come off the ball and charged into him and sent him flying. No free kick, no card. And you can tell why.
He's the England captain. That's why he's the England captain. You're not gonna touch the FA's golden boy. So it does not surprise me one bit that he gets away with it. I think his when he jumps and backs into the defender, I think that's dangerous as well. I think that could end someone's career. That level of danger. But yeah, I think it's super. I think he gets away with it quite a lot. He gets away with diving as well. He's a little diver as well. Yep. All right, thanks. All right, I'm just going to get my tea.
Okay.
I won't be a minute.
Whilst you do that, I'll quickly show some of the highlights of Jamie's game last week.
Oh, is there a foul? Yeah, there's a penalty.
Great cuppa.
Have themselves a penalty here. The referee had a big think about it, and then he pointed to the spot.
I'm trying to put something rest on it.
Taremi again. Taremi has.
You've got a girlfriend that makes your tea.
There wasn't much in that. I'm not sure. Demiral was the man responsible, though. I don't know if that's a penalty. That's a bit soft for me. He shoots, he scores. And FC Porto have got the first goal of the second leg. And Juventus already in trouble. 18 minutes gone. Oh, it's Ronaldo. Oh, they've got one. And I think it's Chiesa who scored. Ronaldo with the assist in the box. He left it for Chiesa to score. And we have a goal finally for Juventus. Oh, and this time they've had it. It looks as though it will count. Yep, it will count. Referee not.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying thank you to my girlfriend for making me a nice cuppa. Hello. What? Did you meet me?
Yeah, I had to do that whilst I was playing the highlights at half time, but the second half has now got underway. Sky just really jumping to it because he seemed to miss the kickoff for the second half. So that's great. That's great broadcasting.
Hey, yeah, they're too busy talking about Thierry Henry's failed stint in America. That's what they're talking about.
As we're back underway for the second half here.
One 0 Liverpool. I'll take this if it's a crap result. No, if it's a crap performance and this result, I will take it because Liverpool have not played well this game at all. If we escape with a win, I think Klopp's told his lads one last push, and you've got 3 weeks off. Do you know what? I feel like with the Brazilian lads not going away, I think that's going to be a massive boost. I feel like people are not going to think, what? They're not going to go on internationals? Yeah, it's a massive boost because they fly around all across the world. And like, if they get that much needed rest, then when we play Arsenal, when we come back, I think, I've already seen on YouTube, on certain channels, that Arsenal fans are very confident. Arsenal fans are very confident that they're going to dump Liverpool at the Emirates, but Liverpool are going to give them a rude awakening. I feel like with the Bolton Baresi at the back.
Yeah, I agree. I think Arsenal fans are getting a bit carried away at the moment when they haven't really done much.
They don't depend. Like I saw this thing on Twitter. It's like, oh, Arteta's beating all like the top managers. I was like, all right, let's look at him versus Klopp. First time I beat Klopp was when we won the league. We were on the piss. We gave them 2 goals. Right? It wasn't a pressure game for Liverpool. Beat us in the Community Shield on pens. It wasn't a pressure game. It's a charity game. Right? In the league, when it mattered, Liverpool put Arsenal to one side. So, and plus, this game at the Emirates is going to matter for Arsenal's quest for European football or for Liverpool's slim chance into getting into the top 4. For me.
Wolves have just had a chance and ball whipped in by Saiz, who's whipped it in, and Connor Cody's headed it up and over the top of the crossbar.
Cheers, Connor, mate, for missing that.
He genuinely looked gutted that he'd missed it, but I didn't think he was ever going to score that. With all due respect to the
There
lad.
was talk of him coming to Liverpool. I'm like, no, thank you. He's good in the back 3. Don't think he's that great in the back 2.
Yeah. He seems to have lost his way a bit since early on the season. He had a good start to the season.
I think do you know when they went downhill when he got his England call up?
Yeah.
And he looked so great. Okay, it was against Wales, but he looked great, and I think from then he's just gone downhill. Whether or not he doesn't strike me as the type of person to believe his own hype. He seems very level-headed. He seems like a nice guy, but I just feel like that his performance has dropped, and along with that, they've dropped down the table. Yeah, I've just seen that chance now with Curry heading it over the bar. Yeah, he looks fucking gutted. He's made the most appearances under Nuno Espirito Santo at 182 appearances.
Ball across the right hand side, it's Salah. He's gone for goal himself, and it's never going to trouble the target from there. He had Trent on the overlap, and he had a couple of head shirts getting inside the centre, but he's gone for a shot from outside the box. So he's never going to score from that range or angle, really.
What do you think about Mo Salah's agent with the full stop tweet?
I just thought it was needless, to be honest.
Mate.
This is when the Chelsea game happened, wasn't it? That he did that
Yeah.
thing. He was told by Klopp and Linders, he was shouted at to track back when we were out of possession, get back in a defensive position. He made a half-hearted jog and then didn't bother for the next 5 minutes, so they hauled him off, and then he sat there on the bench having a tantrum. Well, you're not going to do what your manager says, you're going to get pulled off. What do you expect?
Do you think he's going to leave in the summer? Do you think he's the big casualty? I mean, like, out of like the star players that we can get decent money for, I'm not talking about Wijnaldum, who's going on the free. Do you think he's the big boy we're going to lose?
That's a very difficult question to answer. I think he probably could end up going. There was rumours at Christmas time that he wanted to leave. I think it all depends on what gets offered. I think if you get an offer of 150 plus, then he's going.
Unfortunately, mate, we're not going to get 150 million plus. I think, for me, he doesn't strike me as, like, he seems very humble. When you hear about he got a little bit arsey because he didn't get the captain's armband, I'm thinking, maybe that humbleness has gone because, like, he's had the seasons he's had. Maybe he's wants a little bit more.
Shot has just gone down under a chance by Saiz. Saiz has just picked up a booking. About 25-30 yards for goal. It's not in a goal score opportunity, it'll be a good opportunity to whip the ball into the box here.
Yeah. Yeah, because for me, I think Liverpool take 100 plus. Or let's say the Mbappe thing, because I know it's been discussed in the chat. There's no way we're getting him. I don't think we're going to get him when he's asking for 600 grand a week.
No.
To be honest, which is fucking ridiculous. got more chance of getting Erling Haaland than Mbappe, and Haaland's agent's Mino Raiola, and that's a guy that Liverpool don't do business with. But for me, like, if Salah wanted to go and PSG are willing to do a little swappy swap with a bit of cash, then I'd happily let him go, or whether or not it was Mane, because for me, out of that front line, in order to sell, I'd get rid of Firmino, then Mane, then Salah, for me. The reason why I say Firmino is the first one for me, he's played under Klopp the longest.
Yeah.
Just like Wijnaldum. The legs. The sports scientists will be looking, saying, how long have we got? So that's why I feel like he'd be the first one if he got the money. For me. Yeah. That's some orders of play off the front three I'd get rid of. Like, Salah would be the last one to go. Purely because if there was no Salah, we'd be joining Arsenal in 10th. Or lower.
Regards that free kick, it was whipped in and Kabak couldn't get on the end of it. He was close but didn't get end of it. I think if he threw himself at it, he could have got something on the end of it in the end, but he seemed to...
Yeah,
under pressure from Traore, he seemed to pull out.
Echo what you said earlier about Kabak. I wouldn't have him. He's a panic buy. And my only worry is if we win the Champions League, he's staying. That's the worry. If he wins, let's say we win the Champions League, let me tell you, he is staying at this club, and he reminds me of Lovren, and not the good bits.
Yeah.
Rash, ball watches. Like, first day of the season, he lost 8-0 at Bayern Munich. And his head was still spinning afterwards. So that's not the level of signing. For me, if you're being ruthless, Phillipson, apparently, the price for him is 10 to 15 million. I reckon Michael Edwards could squeeze 20 million out of Burnley if they lost Tarkowski for Nat Phillips. Burnley's his type of club.
Robert's gone for a run down the left. He's played the ball and it's gone to Salah, who tries to work a shot. He loses possession and engages it back again, and then Pawson blows up for a foul that's not even a foul. You can clearly see that he's won the ball by the change of direction. It's pathetic.
Fabinho looks a bit sluggish in midfield. There's not that snap, whether or not he's working back from injury. And he's still a bit leggy. So for me, the break that some of these players are going to get is going to be so vital for our end of the season running.
Just for those that are watching, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers.
I'm one of them that's watching. I've got the comments.
Don't forget to like and drop a comment as well. We'll answer your questions.
Make sure to drop a comment in for us. Make sure to like and subscribe as well, and follow us on Twitter. Let's see if we can get the Twitter following up and help us on our road to 500 subs.
Jamie said if we get to 1,000 subs, he'll do a Gary Lineker. As much as we want 1,000 subs, we don't want to see Jamie do a Gary Lineker.
Oh, good friend. Which Jamie said that?
Davis. He said he'll present a video in his boxes like Gary Lineker presented Match of the Day. If we get 1,000 subs, that's like we want 1,000 subs, but we don't want to see Jamie in his boxes ever.
Yeah.
He initially said he would do it if he got 400, and then he backed out.
Backtracked, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just up there with that yeah. Man's hairline looks crap.
We're still on 423, I think.
Yeah, go with people in the chat. If you're not subscribed yet, please drop us a subscribe. I'd say this has been so far an efficient performance. Not been great, it's not been amazing. It's just got the job done. I feel like that's what Liverpool are going to have to be between now and the end of the season to get the job done.
It's a bit of a random question, but what did you think of that leaked home shirt picture
Which one?
for Liverpool? The leaked home shirt with the dark red and the light red.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't be splashing my cash on that. And I've not bought a Liverpool shirt since 13-14 because one, I've not been able to. I don't want to embarrass myself and get ones that require too many X's. No, it looks alright to be honest. It's just there for money. I'm shocked because Liverpool usually release a new kit at the beginning of the year for the players for them to feel fresh.
The new training range, yeah.
Yeah. There's not released one yet this year, have they?
I don't think they'll be doing one. A new training range this year. They normally, like you said, they normally do. I think it's something they do for New Balance.
Yeah. Oh, the thing that's going to upset me, right? Because if they don't get Champions League football, the Nike money goes down, and it's like, we've not yet to maximise that Nike deal. Because let's say we get Champions League football, and we don't see like a big name. I'm not saying Mbappe Haaland, but I'm thinking of like a big name. What's the point in that Nike deal? Because we're not using it. We're not maximising the Nike deal. It's just money in the pockets again. And I don't want us to go down the route of Arsenal. But yet again, Arsenal have spent more money than us in the last few seasons.
Even the likes of Sheffield United and Brighton and Bournemouth, now, technically speaking, you look at it net spend perspective, they've spent more money than us. To be fair, Sheffield United and Bournemouth have given us most of our money.
Do you know what? Yeah, touching on Sheffield United, Chris Wilder getting this resigning. It was coming. I feel like that he deserved to take him down than to try to take him back up.
Yeah,
but the signings he made, he was asking to get the sack. He was asking. So like Brewster, that Brewster move. To be honest, he went to the wrong club. He should have gone to a team like Brighton, because I reckon he would have balled out at Brighton with the way that they play football. I'm trying to think. They brought in Maxlow and Jaden Bogle. It's been all right, not great. They brought in Ramsdale for Henderson. What a downgrade! He's a top championship goalkeeper. He's not the level they needed, and I'm shocked they didn't try and get Dean Henderson back on loan again, considering how much game time he's had this season. Obviously now Dean Henderson's going to get a run in the team, but I just don't know. Their business was not good business. It was the best championship squad. But you're not in the Championship, you're in the Prem. And there's levels to this game. There's always levels to this game. And they just didn't, adapt correctly. And they suffered second season syndrome. I think for people who thought that Sheffield United was going to, was going to aim for European places next season, was delusional. Because they should have had this season last season when they got up. I think with the fans and the whole thing about being back in the Prem or being in the Prem, I think really jet fueled their top rise to Europe. Well, near enough European places.
I think obviously he's left. Apparently, the reports said that he had a row with the owners because they wanted to bring in a director of football and have more control over transfers, and he didn't agree with that. Thing is, though, like obviously he resigned, he didn't get sacked. But ask yourself, if you're gonna get, there's gonna be a managerial change, you should have done it at Christmas time to give yourself a chance of staying up, not now. And then I know Heckingbottom's only supposed to be a temporary appointment, from the under-23s. But come on, you need someone with some sort of experience, Premier League experience and a better managerial record than that. If you're going to be trying to stay in the Premier, or obviously they're going to go down anyway, but try and bounce back up straight away. They need someone better than that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I just feel like that there's just levels. There's just levels, and the director of football. I'm not surprised I want a director of football because you've just spunked money up the wall on signings that have not worked. So I'm not surprised that they want. Yeah, we want a director of football, probably someone who knows what they're doing, and not giving money to you again to waste. So the fact that he has resigned, he's favourite for the Celtic job. Whether or not that's a good move for him, I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me if he ended up there, to be honest.
But Liverpool had an opportunity at one end with a whipped free kick and it was headed back in again. Mane chested it down and it fell to Patricia, but he was offside. If he left it, I think Kabak was sneaking in the far post. Wolves gone down the other end. And Traore blitzing it down the right hand side, plays it in, and Liverpool managed just about to scramble it clear in the end, just before Wolves player can try and put it in the net. But it was really across a dangerous area in that 6-yard box, and you need to be careful. Liverpool do.
Yeah.
It's
I feel like we need to make some subs now, I think.
Neves whip it in, it's whipped in, and Trent just heads it away just before. I think it's Neto sneaking it in at the far post, can get something on it.
I don't know about you, Joe, but we need to make some subs.
Yeah.
We need to freshen up that midfield because we look really overrun in that midfield. We are riding our luck a lot in this game. And in football, there's so long that you can ride that luck.
Question is, who do you bring on?
Naby and Jones. I'd be taking off Thiago and Wijnaldum, or maybe take off Thiago and Fabinho because, to be honest, apart from that yellow card from Thiago, I don't know what he's done this game. So I don't think that. I don't know because if Liverpool end up with a draw, then it wouldn't surprise me. But if we end up winning this game, I'd be like, what's going on with this? Are they? Oh, okay, they're just showing me offside. But Liverpool need to make subs. They need to freshen it up again. Overran in midfield, which is a bit of a surprise considering that we're playing with a 3 and Sheffield United, all the way with a 2. And then a player went down in the box for Wolves. Did that look like a pen to you? Did that look like a pen to you, Joe?
On first viewing, it doesn't look like a penalty. I've not seen a replay of it since the incident, and obviously nothing's been given. So let's see. They're showing it now. Now I speak of it. Coutinho cuts in. Soft. Trent's got a hand on his back, but he just throws himself on the floor.
Soft, which means it's probably a pen.
He's got a hand. Puts a hand on his side. Trent does. You know what I mean? But it's one of those where as soon as he's touched, he's fallen over. Liverpool making 2 subs now. Thiago off, Keita on, and Milner's coming on as well.
That means he doesn't trust Curtis Jones, which I think is a bit odd, considering the season Curtis Jones is having. It's good that he's taken off Thiago.
And Wijnaldum's come off as well.
And doesn't surprise me. Those were the 2 for me that are going off. You can't make any subs in the forward areas because we've got no forwards on the bench, and I wouldn't be changing any of the midfield, any of the defence. To be honest, oh, that's not a pen. I've just seen the replay now. Is that a pen? Oh, that is super soft. So I'm surprised they've not given it. To be honest. Yeah. Naby Keita did alright when he came on against Leipzig. What would you do with him, Joe? Because obviously in the summer he'll have 2 years left on his deal, which either means we're going to give him a new deal to protect his value, or we're looking to sell him. The way that he's been spoken about around the club, Klopp really likes him. Justin Thiago, he looks pissed he's coming off. I wouldn't. You're on a yellow, and you've not had a great game. So, don't get into a hissy fit, please, mate. Yeah, so what do you think is going to happen with Keita? What's your stance on him?
I think he'll probably stay a bit. He'll stay, I reckon. I think he'll get given another year and then see if he can keep fit. Because when he's...
Do you think he'll get given another 2? I don't see him signing him like another year extension. I think he'll sign like a new deal. But apparently, like when Liverpool were looking into Sancho, Dortmund asked about Naby Keita, and Liverpool said no. And I was like, what? Dortmund was like, we want Naby. Yes, please.
Got a new person in the comments. Ghost Damage says hello and Man United for life. I presume you must be new to the channel, so you are new to the channel. Don't forget to drop a subscribe and stuff.
100%. And subscribe. And tell us what you think of United this season. Because for me, they've been the best of the bad bunch, to be completely honest. And how do you feel about Ollie potentially getting a brand new deal? Because to be honest, I'm delighted because he's just a yes man. He's just a yes man. And he ain't getting. I saw a thing saying Haaland's United's #1 target. And I'm like, cool. He's everyone's #1 target.
Wolves have made a change. Oh, come on.
What did Naby? Okay, give away a free kick. Fabio Silva's coming on. He's like an FM wonder kid, he is. Let me guess. Is William Jose coming off? Yeah. William Jose off for Fabio Silva. Big money. I think he's their record signing.
Fabio Silva, yeah, I believe he is. Did he cost something like 40 million or something?
Nah, I'm joking. Don't know what you're joking about. I'd love to know what the joke is.
I think it's about being a United fan, I think. Use code VOSE, it says.
Don't get baited, Joe. Don't get baited into some of their names because they're going to try and catch. I'm surprised people have not tried to catch us out yet.
Oh, using like a dodgy name. Yeah, I don't get what he's joking about, saying about United being rubbish this season. I don't know. I think he's trying to wind up a few people, but we're not bothered because we don't support United.
I don't know what he's joking about. I don't know what he's joking about. To be honest. Milner gets a foul. I thought he looked like he fouled him. All right, Millie lad.
Good personality, James Milner.
If an offer came into him, do you say thank you for your services? Or do you keep him for his last year? And if he wants to stay, do you offer him a player coach role?
I think you could do the latter. It's true. I always just hit a shot and goal, but easy to say for Alisson. I think probably offer him a player coach role or something. Unless he really wants to go back to something. I know he said at one point in his career that he wanted to go and finish at Leeds, but unless Leeds make an offer, I think just keep him on for another year because experience is vital.
Could he survive in a Bielsa team though? I don't think so. I think his legs would fall off after 10 games.
We'll see what happens, but I'm quite like James Milner. It's hard to believe he's 35.
One of Liverpool's best transfers, considering that he was a free.
Yes. And believe it or not, he's actually got a cracking sense of humour.
Is he more of a City legend or a Liverpool legend?
Ooh. Well, City don't have many legends, do they, sir?
Oh, did you see where the City tried to claim Lampard as a legend?
Yeah.
But then I was like, that shows you've got no history. Your only legends, for me, modern legends are Company, David Silva, Vincent Company, Pablo Zabaleta, and maybe Yaya Toure. Those are your legends.
Yeah, well, Vincent Company's got a statue, hasn't he, at Man City now? At the training ground or something, hasn't he?
What, Vinny? I think one of the little pictures are named after him.
Yeah.
I've just seen the stats for this, Joe, right? 3 shots on target was 1 Liverpool. The
stats, 3 shots on target for Wolves and 1 for Liverpool. What's that?
That shows we've created piss all. I'd love to see XG on this game. Because I would imagine Wolves have got a better XG than us.
Probably. Ball's whipped in, and Alexander-Arnold gets there ahead of Fabio de Silva to hook it out for throwing on the far side with about the 74 minutes gone here.
Oh, we are playing a very dangerous game here. We are playing a very dangerous game here.
Ball split across to the right for Wolves. Darncho heads it on. Semedo.
Oh.
It's weird seeing Semedo as a wing back and not a full back. He was at Barcelona last season.
Oh, yeah, mate.
Absolutely ripped apart by Bayern in that Champions League quarter final.
That's why he's a wing back. To keep him as far away as from the defence.
Saiz. That's out for a goal kick to Liverpool, I think. Oh no, it's throwing in, like with the corner flag.
Are we trying to defend a 1-1? A 1-0? Okay, that's risky.
Neves is coming off for Dendoncker. Dendoncker. Try saying that 5 times fast when you've had a couple to drink.
This is risky, this. But yet again, all Wolves are doing, they're whipping it into the box, and Nat Phillips' head is the magnet. Which is another solid performance from Nat Phillips. But let me tell you, we will not be able to do this against Arsenal. Let me tell you that for free. Neves is coming off for Dendoncker. Okay.
Milner. Nope, lose possession straight away.
Dendoncker for Neves, odd one. I don't know if they've done that because Neves is on the yellow card. Goals conceded in the final 15 minutes this season. Liverpool 11, Wolves 10. Oh dear. Yeah, because we've switched off at the end of games. I reckon, Joe, if in 10 minutes we are still 1-0, Salah comes off for Reece Williams. And we go
5 at the back.
Double-decker bus it. And watch all rival fans go, Liverpool played crap tonight, but yeah, we still got the point. We still got the 3 points. And rest up.
Yeah, I haven't got a game at the weekend.
No, we're out the FA Cup, thank God. Don't worry, I didn't want to win that cup anyway.
You don't get much money for winning it. You only get something like 5 million, don't you? So.
Do you know how much money Liverpool will get for winning the Champions League? We'll get over 100 and I think like 130 mil. We'll get if you win the Champions League.
That'll sort us. That'll do us.
Which, to be honest, considering where we're going to finish in the league, then I think it's a must. Do you think we'll finish top 4, Joe?
I don't think we'll finish top 4, unfortunately. I think that ship has sailed.
Not be the optimist, because I just had a feeling that you'd go, oh yeah, we'll finish top 4.
No, unfortunately, I think we'll finish 6th in the league this season.
I think we'll finish 5th and we'll just miss out. I will be spending all summer going, what if? Because against the smaller teams, we've been pants.
Manny had a shot down at one end from range, which was poor, really tame, easy to take for Patricio, and then Wolves just gone down the other end, whipped the ball in, and Fabio Silva just heads into the arms of Alisson. Easy take.
You know what? Wolves have absolutely dominated that second half.
It's Keita, it's Salah, he's in, it's Mo Salah. He's gone for it. Oh, Patricio just gets a hand to it to deny him. He's out to Mane on the far side. Play it to Robbo, come on. He decides to try and play it to Jota on the edge of the box, but he gives it to a gold shirt, and he's giving it away then. And it's Robertson, it's Mane, battling. Moutinho's gone down on his face, but the referee's not giving a free kick. Mane plays on. Liverpool score from here. There's going to be some controversy. Salah, it's Jota, and it's straight into the arms of Patricio, who dives low and collects.
The thing is, I'm going to have to catch up in a bit. So I'm going to be seeing all these and going to go, ooh, it's going to win.
Didn't look like there was anything in that for Moutinho.
I'm surprised Neves was the one that was substituted, not Moutinho, but...
I think it's because he was on a booking that Neves come off before.
Yeah, Mo... What's a good save?
Martin Tyler in the commentary, if he scored, it should have been disallowed. Pathetic from him. Absolutely pathetic.
The worst commentating duo, Martin Tyler and Gary Neville. That's why I watch alongs.
Ox going on.
With Sky. Oh, what's going on?
Ox is going to come on. He's coming on for Jota.
What? Why? Is he going on the right and Mo's going down the middle?
I don't know. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain.
I'd sell him for 15 million, which, considering the money we bought him for, is he even worth the money? Not particularly. Not for £40 million. Arsenal definitely shortchanged us there.
We've paid 35. I think we lose value for money.
Last year of his deal.
In his first season, he was fantastic for us.
I think you add 15 million just because he's English.
Possibly.
Why is Mane's not the one that's come off? Because if you think about it, he's been the poorest out of the three.
I'm not sure. Wolves going to make a change as well. Can't quite see who they're bringing on there.
But I can understand why he's brought Jota off. You're just trying to manage his injury load.
Milner on the turn, plays it inside. It's
No
Oxlade-Chamberlain.
way. Ox is on the left. Ox with the ball on top. Salah pulled that. You know what? Yeah, Salah's like so bad at diving.
Ox is in the middle of the three at the moment on my screen.
Remember when he played false nine against Genk in the Champions League at home?
Oh yes. Yeah.
And he balled out. Oh no, Keanu Hoover's coming on, mate. Oh no, is that Morgan Gibbs White? He was out. Yeah, he's out on loan at Swansea, and I don't know whether or not he did all right.
See who comes on now for Wolves.
Yeah, Oxford in the middle.
Semedo off.
Morgan Gibbs White on.
Yeah, Gibbs White on.
Head. Yeah, they're going for it. I think, should Liverpool escape Wolverhampton with the 3 points? Smash and grab. The biggest. This game is a version of smash and grab.
I'll tell you what, take it. 3 points is 3 points.
I'll take it. I'll take the few weeks off. Sit back, watch the Champions League, watch your future, watch potential opponents. Enjoy it. And for the players that are going away on international duty, come back safe, COVID and injury free, please.
In the Champions League, I'd like to see City and PSG drawn against one another in the quarter-final.
Who would you like in the quarters?
Probably Porto. You'd say that on paper they're the easiest, and we've got a good record against
Real
them.
Madrid. I'd want Real Madrid. It's just because, right, Eden Hazard's just confirmed he's out for another 6 weeks.
He's only played 36 games for them since he joined. It's mad. They paid £108 million with plus add-ons.
Right? Like, he was on the last year of his contract. Great business. And like, do you know, like that's been his dream move. That's been his dream move, and the fact he's turned up overweight was the beginning of the end for me.
It made me laugh when that was the headline on their first year. Yeah, Sky Sports the week where it was like Hazard has lost five pounds. I was like, really? That's your headline? he lost a little bit. That's their headline of the week, that he lost more.
Instead in the WhatsApp group, has Kabak been really good tonight? Has he been great?
He's been alright, Scintillating, and it's 2-0 to Liverpool. But the flag is up, and it will not count. Let's have a look.
So, has Kabak played well tonight, do you think?
Yeah, he's offside. He's done okay. I haven't been thrilled with him, but he's a big content.
Again, it's been solid from the both of them. But yet again, Wolves have played into our strengths. They've whipped the ball in.
Well, we've got a stoppage here. Patricia's lying down on the ground, flat on his back. But I think Wolves have made all their subs, so.
Ooh, who gets a going goal? Who's their tallest player, Joe? Who's the tallest player? Bolly.
Yeah. I think it'd be him.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely offside.
Put Connor Cody in net if he can't play on.
Oh, yes, please.
Nuno looking nervous on the touchline. I'll tell you what, they got a good player though when they got Patricia on that for free from Sporting Lisbon, because he's a quality player and experienced.
He's been a good goalkeeper, but there's some. Oh, he ran into Cody's knee.
Got to be careful because neck or head injury there.
Oh my, yeah, he's off. Right, I just need to go to the loo quickly. Just let me know when I come back about Patricia.
Yeah. Looks like they're getting the stretcher in. Yeah, they're getting the stretcher ready. It doesn't look good for the Wolves goalkeeper. Oh yeah, they've got the concussion subs now, haven't they? I think. They might have concussion substitutions now, I think, so... Do they get to do that, or is that brought in yet? I know they were trying it in the FA Cup and stuff.
I'm back.
There's a point just made in the commentary about concussion subs, so I think they're allowed to bring on John Ruddy because they have a concussion.
Oh, John Ruddy, what a blast from the past.
So he's coming on now, John Ruddy, as a concussion sub.
Remember when he was in the England squad and was going to go to the Euros but broke his finger?
Oh, yeah.
And that's when Jack Butland made it.
The other 2012, I think, wasn't it, when he was in the England squad?
Yeah, and then Butland became England's youngest ever debutant goalkeeper against Italy in the friendly. We're getting time added on.
Yeah. I've just been informed that Martin Tyler is getting absolutely slated on social media.
Is he? Yeah, because he's a bum. He's done. He's outdated. Peter Drury's my guy.
Oh, top commentator, and he's a nice bloke as well. I can say that, as I've met him in person. Peter Drury, good commentator,
John
nice
Ruddy.
bloke. Former Norwich City goalkeeper and Everton goalkeeper as well.
Former England international. Got one cap. Joins that elusive list of one cap wonders.
I'm with Martin Kelly and John Flanagan.
Stephen Corker, Ryan Shawcross. That elusive list.
I thought Ricky Lambert was going to be a one cap wonder, but he turned out to be alright in the end. He did quite a few. So I've just been past the phone here with the Martin Tyler comments on here. Martin Tyler could give a paracetamol a headache. Boring old farting. Let's all start a petition to remove Martin Tyler. Worst football commentator in history of football. What comes out of his mouth is utter dribble. Is another one.
The thing is, right? He was a good commentator, but he's not been a good commentator for 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, he hit his peak with the Aguero moment.
Yeah, that was it. Hey, if you retired after Aguero, done. Greatest commentator of all time.
Let us know your favourite commentators in the comments below. Come on, people that are watching. And whilst we've got the break and play, don't forget to subscribe as well and like this video.
Make sure you add.
To be 7 minutes added time.
Yeah, Colin Cody's looking like shit. Cause you've just Jorge Masvidal, your goalkeeper, with the flying knee.
It says the 7 minutes added on, but we're still a minute and a half into that, so we've probably got we're going to end up with another 10, I reckon, at the end of this. But it's not a good sight, and we hope that the British series
Makes a speedy recovery.
Yeah, speedy recovery.
Because I think it's horrible in any form of sport to see someone concussed like that. Without their two most influential players. For a bit.
Jurgen's having a word with Mike Dean on the touchline. With a bit of a convo.
Oh, that numpty.
It's all about him.
Have you heard that they might be making refs do interviews?
They used to back in the day. They used to make referees do interviews. And I remember a game. I watched the game a few years ago when Arsenal versus Wigan won. Replay from 2006. This was during first lockdown. We had Sky were putting full length old matches on. And I watched that, and then they put the post-match interviews on, and it was Arsenal's last game at Highbury, and the referee was interviewed after that game. I can't remember the referee's name, who was refereed that game, but he was interviewed after the game and he was asked about his decision making. And I'm thinking, if they could do it 14, 15 years ago, why can't they do it again now?
God, he's still down. He's still down now.
It doesn't look good.
You know what, Joe, right? This could have been avoided. You raised the flag up straight away.
Yeah. That's a very good point. That's the point that people have been making with the VAR with the offsides, that if he puts the flag up straight away, it's less chance of injury. He doesn't put the flag up, and then obviously Cody and Patricia have collided, and Patricia was picked up a serious injury.
Yeah. I was going to ask for your man of the match, Joe, but I don't think it's quite the time yet. Is he up? Can I see if he's up, or is he still out? Yeah, this doesn't look great, Joe. He's still down and out. Just check Twitter. See what Twitter's saying. Yep, still. Where's Curtis Jones coming on? I thought. Oh no, he's not. He's just all the clock. Yeah, there's just not much going on at the moment in the game. Rui Patricio is still getting medical attention from his concussion from teammate Connor Cody, and players are still just popping the ball around amongst each other. This would be like 105, 110.
Yeah.
The thing is, right, this will either galvanise Wolves to get the point, or it could shell shock them. Because that Connor Cody is looks heartbroken.
It's not a good sight. We've actually had the 7 minutes added on. So the injury is.
The scar that Raul Jimenez has got on the side of his head. That fractured skull. I am shocked, right, that he's not retired.
Yeah, it caused Ryan Mason to retire, didn't it? The same injury.
Yeah.
it's not looking good, and you can hear Tyler and Hinchcliffe basically just saying what we just said in their commentary about how the offside, if the flag had gone up, it would have been avoided, this injury. I don't know what Thiago's done to his finger, but I noticed the last 3 or 4 games he's had them strapped up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. This is just, it's quite difficult to watch actually. Just this with the players. Looks like that it's about to continue.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard, yeah, especially when it's a fellow professional like that. Do you know I saw it? He looked KO'd before his head hit the floor. Seb just put in what's that great? Thought Thiago looked woeful. Yeah, I don't think it was his best game.
As they're bringing him off the pitch now.
I hope so. Yeah, scrap my time, Joe. I think it's going to be like another 15 minutes.
Yeah, they put 7 minutes added on, but they've gone well through that. And the incident happened on about 88, 89 minutes. The incident happened, and they've just, it's on 100, the clock's on 100 now, and they just started, so plus the 7, so you're looking at, yeah.
Yeah, he's getting carried off now. Thoughts are with him at this current time.
Matt Phillips has collapsed edge with Dendonka, but thankfully they're both okay.
Back underway now.
Yeah.
Probably the final 10-15 minutes, guys, due to the concussion of Rui Patricio.
Traore inside, back again. No, Wolves in possession. Trent picks up the pieces on the right hand side. It's Salah. Actually, Chamberlain. Alexander Arnold on the right. No, loses possession. It's out for a goal kick. It's been one of Trent's better games tonight, I think, for Liverpool.
Yeah. He's had a weird season, to be honest. He's had a weird season. I think the start of the season really set the tone for him, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he got COVID before the season. Then he went to England, got injured, played poor, got injured again. He had a couple of good games against West Ham and Spurs. It's been all right. It's not been great. But that's where my argument for him, I think it's time for him to go into midfield now. Mould him into Liverpool's Kevin De Bruyne, for me. And get an out-and-out right back who can defend. I don't know whether or not Joe, you think he'll play midfield under Klopp? Do you think he'll play midfield once he goes? Or do you think he stays right back for the rest of his career?
That's a good question. It'd be interesting to see him play in that position a couple of times, just to see what he's like. Because obviously he did it at the academy, and then they shifted him to right back. So it'd be interesting to see him back in that midfield position. He'd probably play right back though for the rest of his career under Klopp. I would have thought, but if you moved him into midfield, that'd save us having to splash out on a midfielder, and then you'd have to just buy a right back, which is genuinely cheaper than a midfield.
Yeah, because if you think about it, really, I feel like that. You know what? It wouldn't surprise me if Southgate plays in there for England, because he played Kyle Walker as a right-sided centre back, and considering England's midfield depth, especially in central midfield, would surprise you if he popped up there. Would not surprise you one bit.
Salah's just had an effort go wide at the target. He seems to just try and pass it into the far corner, but he didn't get enough whip on the ball, and it's just floated wide at the target.
Yeah.
In the 104th minute here.
Seb said, I thought Trent did quite well, but then the stats completely disagree. I'd love to see the stats for Trent's game. I think he's looked good because he's not been skinned loads of times. That's why I think he's looked better. Sometimes he's been a little bit sloppy in possession, but when he's playing that, the way his role is, he's going to lose the ball. Obviously, some games this season he's been shocking.
That's dealt to the right hand side to Traore, and Wood's going to try and attack. He's in. It's headed on, and Fabio Silva can't trouble Alisson. He just plucks out in the air. Pretty tame header.
Yeah. I think Wolves have been poor tonight. They've played right into Liverpool's hands. They've been whipping balls in, straight into Kabak, straight into Phillips' head. And they've not really done any like intricate one-touch football around the edge of the box that would properly unsettle Phillips.
So a chance off one of the Wolves players has just gone down grabbing his face right in front of Pawson. Pawson said nothing wrong with it, and then all of a sudden he gets back up miraculously. I think it was Neto that was grabbing his face.
Would you take him at Liverpool, Neto?
I don't know. I've not seen too much of him, to be honest. So if he's a bench option, maybe, but he wouldn't get in the starting 11.
I know. There's like a link.
I don't know.
Donker was his own player.
Don't know if the link though is just because we signed Jota. So if they're doing what with Wolves, what we did, what they did with Southampton when we signed a couple of players with Southampton, everyone was going, "Oh."
It wouldn't surprise you if Wolves turned into our Southampton, where we go, we pick your best player. But apart from Neto and maybe Neves, I wouldn't. There's not a player that I'd pick.
Salah's away. He's played it to Mane on the left. Wolves getting shirts back. Robertson on the overlap. Oh, lost offload the ball. He's just been tackled. He could have offloaded the ball to Robertson, who's steaming down the left in space. Instead, he cuts inside, doesn't do anything, and loses possession. But Traore has just gone past a couple of players. He's whipped it in, and nobody's there. He plays it into an area where nobody is, but it does pick up by Neto at the far post. Neto draws it across. Alisson parries it out. Fabinho has to hook up in the air, and Keita gets it clear.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Because obviously I'm a minute behind. Like when I listen to you, I'm thinking, no.
Traore again on the right-hand side. Mane standing him up. He does get a ball into the box. It's towards the far post. It's kept in. Dendoncker keeps it in. It's Neto. It's wide. His cross goes over everybody and is out.
Oh,
Goal kick. 107 minutes gone, approaching 108. And that's the full-time whistle. Full-time whistle gone. Liverpool have the 3 points.
Yeah.
A crucial 3 points.
Crucial 3 points in there.
It's just what we needed.
That's what the doctor ordered. And now we get a week off, I think. Yeah, get rest of the week off, don't we, Joe? And then it's internationals the week after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, just...
Up to 6th place in the league. Is Liverpool's race for top 4 back on, or have they left it too little too late?
Let us know in the comments below.
Let us know in the comments below, and let us know on Twitter. And let's talk Sport 12. Joe, I don't think I'm getting that time back.
Keep the faith, keep the faith. I said,
I'll keep the faith, but me, that snooze fest. But yeah, again, it's not going to be pretty for the rest of the season. It's a results based. It's results based, and Liverpool got the result against a team like Wolves, who were a lot better than us, I thought. Joe, you're man of the match.
I'll probably have to go for Jota. I know it's pretty obvious because he scored the winner, but he played quite well. He caused a lot of problems for Wolves. He linked a lot of the play. And I was very impressed. What about you?
I thought good defensive performance despite Alisson tonight, because I thought Alisson was really shaky. But it would be easy to go with Jota because he scored the only goal. But for me, it's out one of the centre backs tonight, and for me, I'm going to go with Nat Phillips. I thought Nat Phillips was superb. He did everything that was needed. Everything that went into the air, he headed out. And we've got points on the board. We're now up to 640. We're up to 6th with 46 points. Two points off West Ham and 5 off Chelsea. And I know teams around us have got a game in hand, but it's points on the board. Now we sit and now we watch for the weekend. And let's say the teams around us draw or drop more points and we beat Arsenal and Chelsea start dropping points, then top 4 might be somehow top 4 might still be available, even though Liverpool don't deserve it this season. So yeah, but poor performance, great result. We move. Enjoy the time off and make sure that the lads that don't go away on international duty rest up and get ready for the running.
Yeah, that's the important thing. Not picking up any injuries over this.
Or COVID.
Yeah, over the internationals, obviously. Obviously, let's sort of wish Rui Patricio a full and speedy recovery from his injury. Obviously, we don't know the extent of the injury, but he left the field of play on a stretcher after a lengthy period of time receiving treatment on the pitch. So it was about 10, 15 minutes where he was on the pitch receiving treatment. I think Liverpool, not an amazing performance, but they dug in and they ground out a 1-0 win. It's important that we just start getting results no matter how we do it. It doesn't matter about performances as long as we're getting the wins on the board to try and drag ourselves back into the top 4 contention. As regards to Wolves, obviously it's a devastating result for them, but I think they've had a difficult season, and I think with the right investment in the summer, they'll be back battling for the European places again next season.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think Wolves need another striker, because you don't know how well Raul Jimenez is going to come back after his fractured skull. I feel like that they're going to need a midfield upgrade at some point. Moutinho is a class act as he is. He's in his mid 30s now. So they're going to need a replacement for him. But yeah, Wolves will invest. Wolves always invest. So yeah, hopefully hopefully for them next season they can get back on track and quite rightly push for the European places.
So this has been our watch along of Wolves versus Liverpool. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you all very soon.